Hey everyone. So today I'm not doing the regular Angular stream because I decided to work on an open source uh, issue which I have taken. So it's related to analog. And if you're not aware what analog is an meta framework which is created on top of Angular. So you have like SSG, SSR, like out of the box. I've never tried it. I mean, this is the first time I'm going to give it a try. So let me tell you about the issue which I'm supposed to work. So it's an actually deployment guide for Netlify. And Analog supports deploying to Netlify as a client-only app or SSR app deployed as Netlify function. The public directory for standalone app is this. The function directory for standalone app is this. So dst/analog. We should have a guide that walks through the deployment with minimal configuration. What you mean by minimal configuration is it's here. So there is a Netro Netlify preset which is available, and we can actually set this presets. I think there is an example somewhere in the document here. I think for this is for Firebase JSON, but yeah, here it is. So you can define plugins, analog, nitro, and then you can define which preset you want to use. So we can set the preset in white config.ts. This is similar for Netlify as well. So we define preset as Netlify and then make some changes. So let's go ahead and create the first Netlify app and then we'll go through it. And to getting started, I'll just use npm. Right? So we can say npm create analog at latest, serving the application, building the application. So super easy. So I'll just go ahead and run this uh, new application. So let's do that. I hope this is visible. And it says, okay, I'll proceed. It means the project name would say, okay, analog, select a template, analog V16, would like to add Tailwind support. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to do much, but oh, this was fast. And then I can say, okay, cd into analog project and open this into VS Code. Okay, so let's see where is the bit config. Here it is. So we can define yeah, this is where we can actually define plugins. And let's go ahead and build the application so we can see. And then we have to just document all the stuff which we have done. So this is, I mean, if you're wondering, I mean, if doing open source contribution is like too much difficult, this is where you can start. I mean, I generally try to contribute to documentation, like because of course I don't get enough time to do other stuff, but at least I can help somewhere, right? You don't have to do everything. You don't have to do that, but npm run build. Let's say update later. Okay, no, could not find NX Vite. Okay, so if you see, there is actually note modules are not installed. So I'll just do npm install. So it looks like it's keeping the npm installed by default. So you don't have the node modules available. And then we'll try to configure the Netlify plugin and see if we can deploy it. I just want to run build first so I can see where the if like the distributable path is correct. Mhm. npm install. This takes time. Looks like Wish I could like skip this step. It's okay. Looks like it will take some time because I think my internet is also not very fast right now. I mean, just a minute. Okay, so almost done. But let me give you a little bit information about analog. So analog is actually something which is built on top of Angular as well as some a framework called Nitro, and Vue 3 is also actually built on top of Nitro. So that's let's go ahead and I think it's installed now. Let's go ahead and see. It's running. So meanwhile, what I can do is I can see I can edit this page. So I won't be able to do it here directly because I have to create a fork. And luckily, I have a fork available, and we can actually just go to this page, getting started dot md. Mm, So you can go to your profile, repositories here. I think I recently updated it, so yeah. So analog apps, and then it was docs app, docs, getting started. So getting started. So this is the file which we have to edit. I can just click here and I can start editing the file. And let's add a section. So we can say, okay, building the application. So this is building artifacts. What's that? No, I'm looking at different. So we have to see deployment and providers. So it's docs. This is the one which we have to edit. So let's see what's the path here. So we docs have features and docs have features and deployment. So providers. So this is the file. Okay. Let's add one entry for Amplify. Remove preset manually. Deploy to Firebase hosting under CLI. Using Firebase CLI, Firebase NX and Vercel. I think we should go ahead and add after this, and we should call it as Amplify. Okay, Fabio, this is the first time I'm trying it, so I haven't tried it before. So I just wanted to actually complete this PR. So let me show you. Yeah, this is the issue. So add deployment guide for Netlify. So I just like thought of giving a try, right? So okay, so this is done. This is done, and we can now run npm run build to see where the path is, where the distributable files gets created. Because as per the documentation or as per the details provided by Brandon, it says the public directory for standalone app is this, and then function directory for standalone app is this. So this is basically for SSR, and this is for client only app. So let's see. So we have dist. This is client. Okay, I see different folder. Okay, no. So analog and public. So this is the folder which we can deploy. And for SSR, we can say vst/analog. Okay, the function directory. So we can deploy this, and then it contains or function directory for standalone app is analog. Looks like this looks incorrect to me. Uh, yes, Fabio. Yes, I'm trying to actually contribute to the talks. And this is metro.json. So this looks like correct code for me to yeah to run the node server, right? So you can actually just run this as a netlify function. Looks correct to me, but this is client and this is SSR. I mean, there are different folders, so I'm just wondering what the public directory for this is public. Yeah, so I hope if I go to terminal and do npx, this is HTTP server still a thing. I mean, I haven't used this like for a long time, and this still works. So let's see. Okay, this works. Yeah, it means this is the correct directory. If you're wondering what HTTP server is, it's just a package which you can actually run inside any folder where you have an index.html, and it will just publish that folder as an website on your localhost, so you can see if it works or not. Generally, when I have some static website, I generally use it, but I haven't used it for a long time. I haven't been doing some SSR, sorry, static sites without Astro. So in Astro, you can just run npm start and then it runs everything. Great. So this is not the thing which we want to run. We want to actually go ahead and add and here it is. So it says, okay, there is a deploy. There is an already preset which exists for Netlify for Nitro, and we can just use the same for analog. The question is how, which I have to figure out. So let's see. They have one for Vercel as well, and deploy to Firebase hosting using the CLI build preset Firebase and npm and build Firebase deploy. And for Netlify, what you do is you define set the build preset environment variable to Vercel, and then you say, okay, the preset is set to Vercel. And here we have Netlify function. So output directory this Netlify root directory .netlify functions internal. Here is this folder. Netlify. Or do I need to create this file? Let's see. So we have src presets. Like there is one for feed Vercel. So we can refer Vercel and see. So it says okay, nitro. Okay, we don't have to do anything here. Looks like it is all taken care internally by this plugin. So I could expose it as like here, right? So we can call this preset as Vercel, and then that's it. So let's go ahead and give it a try. I'll go to my bitconfig. So here is the analog, and then in case of analog, we are passing this like this object where we pass nitro and then we pass preset. So let's go ahead and then let's see presets currently one. Looks like I just copied something extra. And this is not needed. This is not needed. Or is it? No, this is needed. think this is an extra. Let's see netlify. No, that was needed. All this. Okay, so now we have defined this preset. So we'll say preset netlify, and this is what we have to do here. Let's go back. Presets netlify, and it will take. Okay, so public directory is distributable. Directory netlify function internals root directory. Do we have this file? I mean, I'm just checking. Dist. Okay, I don't see anything, but we can figure that out. And what else? Output rollup config. Okay, let's see how we deploy using Vercel. So we say, okay, set this in Vercel, build preset fireset, and then run build firebase simulator start. To deploy to Firebase, you have to run the Firebase. Okay, create a new project and select the repository that contains your code and click deploy. By default, when deploying, the build preset is handled automatically. Okay. Let's see. Maybe if I log in and sites, add new site. So we can do import an existing project from GitHub. Let's try. So this is what in case of Russell we are doing. So create a new project and then click deploy. That's it. And setting the preset manually and look at the issue, what it's saying. You should have a guide that walks through the deployment with minimum configuration, then analog supports. And we can also make this zero config deployment also by setting the public directory distributable and the server directory to netlify at the root of the project. This one netlify preset. So we can pass all this configuration as well, output. So we can say press preset, netlify. Let's see what else it contains. Nitro config. So we can pass all this information. So we have extends, route rules, all the config, nitro options. I think this is what we want. Nitro options. Let's see. Nitro pack. So it comes from nitro pack. I'm just trying to, yeah. So here it is. So we have preset and this key of type of presets. Okay, so there should be one for netlify, which we saw here. Netlify edge, netlify builder, static, and okay. So we choose netlify. Okay, and we chose netlify, which is okay. And then we have to pass the other information, which is what are the information which you have to pass here? Public directory, distributed directory, and server directory. Directory to netlify functions internal. And let's see what this file is. I've never seen this in, and probably I've never tried this. Netlify, netlify functions internal. How it works? So you have to create Example, fetch live data, manage everything in one project, build test locally, run A/B test. So this is Netlify workflow, Netlify build. Okay, let's see an example of this file. Netlify. And we can actually just find it on GitHub, right? Search somewhere else. See if this file is somewhere which exists. Server build path, Netlify dot Netlify. Netlify functions dot Netlify. This is remix talks. Hey Brandon, I'm just trying to work on the docs issue which was assigned to me, and I'm trying to look for this file. If you know where it is, so this file is called, what is that? Yeah, Netlify functions internal. Where do we set this? If you have any idea, I mean, so this is Netlify functions, and it creates, for example, create a function with endpoint. Create your own function. Or I'm just trying to find something which does not exist, because I can see also this file is somewhere here. Netlify. No. Mm. Okay. Meanwhile, I can set the other values. Okay. So we have root dir, public. What was that? So output dir, we can set server directory, public directory, and directory. So here I can just copy this, put this file open, preset, and then output directory, public directory dist. So public directory should be dist. Server directory. Okay, so I have to just set server directory to this. Okay. Makes sense. And directory, public directory distributable, and server directory to this. And this is it. That's it. Okay, so yeah, I was so I haven't like seen this function internal. Like, I'm seeing this for the first time. So like, okay, where it is. Okay, anyways. Okay, so we have Nitro presets and server directory set to this, public directory set to dst, and I should be able to. I should be ready to deploy now. So let's go ahead and check in, and then git add git commit add Netlify config, and let's push. Okay, what happened to getting node? I have node. Okay, get push. And I'm doing for the first time. So I have to create a repository. Let's do that. GitHub. Please don't do this. Okay, so I'll create a new repository and choose honor and say, okay, this is an log. Netlify, and this should be public. I don't want an Xcloud app for this. Okay, somehow I'm not able to remove, so let's move on. Hey, but yeah, I thought I saw that it's so we'll probably handle it internally. Yeah, so hey, Parth, hi, I'm good. How are you? Git init. So I have already done this. I will say okay, git remote. Already have branches main, and let's push it. Okay, no configuration pushed. Specify the URL from the command line. What is happening? Specify the URL. Did I choose SSH by any chance? Okay. Okay. So I don't use SSH for my local environment. Remote already exists. I have to remove it. Git um, how to remove origin. How to remove git origin. Git remove rm and then git remove rm and no such remove. Right. Do I need to pass anything else? Git remove. Okay. I think git remove origin is that's the big one. Git remove remote origin. Remove name. Finally verify Primula successful command in git remote rm. Ah, great. Great. So how to remove the origin? Git remove origin. So I think that should be an origin configured for this. Let's make sure what's happening. This what is happening here? Could not compute. Permission denied. Okay, looks like my some issue with the command prompt. I'll just run this on my external command prompt. Not an issue. I can always do that. So let's run on this remote origin already exists. Okay, then show me the origin. Permission denied public key because it's an SSH. Okay. Okay. I know what to do. So I can just delete the .git folder. I mean, not recommended. Please don't do that. And initialize a git new git in it. I know people who understand git just realize what I've done. Because this is a new project, I can do that. And I'm just telling you it's not a good practice. So don't come at me. I mean, please people may say, hey, this guy is teaching wrong things to the people. And get add, get commit, add netlify config, and let's push it. Hope this works now. Yeah, it worked. So this is done. Now I can just go to Netlify and I did already logged in here. So deploy from, will deploy with GitHub. No, I don't want to authorize Celonis. That's where I work. This is my uh, repository. So I'll say, okay, this is search here. Analog Netlify. Okay, so branch to deploy main. NPM modules to be installed. Okay, I was just waiting for the NPM modules to be installed. It took like few minutes. Okay, configure site and deploy. Okay, where is taking some time? Deploy team main branch and then run build command and publish to distributable. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, sites. Hmm. Let's add again. Something happened here. Import from an existing project. Continue. Log. Analog Netlify. This is the thing. Functions directory. So publish directory distributable function directory. I don't have to, I think, provide this because it will take it like it should take it internally if I'm not wrong. Let's see. So I should see the functions and website two settings. Let's see if my build command is correct. So package.json and then run build. Yes. So this is the command. Building deployment. So it will create all the files and distributable directory, and then this I need to install and feels like no all the secrets. That's great. There is some error. Permission denied mktr.netlify and result config npm run build. So how to handle this? An unhandled exception occurred. E-access permission denied my mktr netlify. Let's see. There is some workaround on this. Can I can't run any? Is there any existing error? You don't access denied config and running netlify command. Let's see. Steps to reproduce. Believe this similar to create C10. So here's the output of install netlify CLI and after to install it again. You can install netlify CLI. Okay, but I'm doing it on netlify itself. Being installed. I tried to run netlify help after successfully installing netlify CLI globally. And it was strange when installed. What this file does. Okay, so it's trying to create this file and then it throws an exception saying that, okay, at what point? So building server and at this point. So let's run this on my local and see if it does the same. npm run build. Yeah, because after changing this configuration, I never ran the build again. So let's see. Okay, cannot find package test imported from netlify function internal and JS. Okay, looks like I have to install few more packages on netlify CLI at least to make it work, because it is saying hmm, so it goes to this Redux file. Cannot find package dist imported from c.netlify function internal index.mjs. Interesting. What if I install netlify CLI globally? I think I can try. npm install. What is the command? Netlify CLI. This is functions. No, I don't need this. I need CLI. I can install netlify CLI. I can G, so to install it globally. But what should be done here? Should I need to install Netlify? Okay, installing in a CI environment. Oh, there it is. So it says you have to say npm install Netlify CLI. Okay, I'll just do this as well. Okay, so I have to do pnpm install. I'm using npm, Brandon, so I'm not using pnpm actually. Or should I install Netlify CLI as dev dependency so it takes care of everything? You already have a condition repository, so I'll just check it out. So I can go to where is the docs, and so issues and issue with pnpm. Please provide the environment to discover this bug. Okay, same problem here. pnpm. Same with pnpm first, and pnpm didn't succeed. Okay, to get initial setup, pnpm build, install the package manager. Okay, create an npm rc root project. Okay, so I'll just do npm install in that case, or npm install. Okay, Let's do build again. Okay, not sure. So I just changed this read config. So I set this server directory to this and then started throwing this error. Before like adding this, it worked without any issue. As soon as I added this, it says, okay, it is trying to find that particular package here inside functions slash functions hyphen internal. But let's see, I mean, after adding this, let's see if it works or not. And somehow I have 11 files which are changed for some reason. Rendering chunks, building server. Yeah. So this is cannot find package, dstr imported from functions internal index.mjs. So I'm wondering that, or this is what I think, that this is something which is coming from because I don't have a Netlify CLI installed, and Netlify CLI probably runs it internally. So that's why I actually was trying to give this a try to install Netlify CLI, which is also given here. It says to install Netlify CLI in CI environment, you should install as a dev dependency. Maybe it's not required when if you're not using this one. So let's give it a try. What are these files which are changed? Okay, it has created some files after I build it. So it creates Netlify function internal. So this is the build output. Okay, so I have to add this into git ignore as well. So I just added dstr. Where is that package? Here. If it doesn't work, I'll just try to promote dstr to the dependencies and I'll try. But as Brandon is saying, he tried this and but it never gave an error like for this particular package. Interesting thing is it creates this folder, and I'll just add this into dot netlify. So it's not checked in because this is an output. And I have some files here as well, src server. Interesting. So it is creating some output here inside the src folder. So a server, and this is all happening after adding this configuration. So am I doing it right? So it says, okay, public dir is dist, and but as soon as I did that, it actually started creating this dist folder inside the src itself. Okay. Okay, cool. Let me stop this. Okay, so add external to the netter object with an empty array. Okay. External and empty array. Okay, cool. And then I'll just skip this installation and try build again. This is check the and so this server SRC server distributable. This should not be here. I'll just undo this, discard changes. Okay, this distributable folder looks new. I just delete. Still, so I'm still getting this DSTR, and I'm still getting like the server, the distributable folder inside the server. So, but if I remove this and let's try the build, DSTR, just added this element CSS. I think that's fine. I don't have any other dependency defined, but let's see what I'm. Okay, so some kind. Easy resource base here locked, remove directory. Okay, I'll just delete the distributable folder. So close this. Okay, so public directory dot slash distributable. This can be an issue. Let's see. Hope this works now. And then I can document all this stuff. Should be external as an object with external as an object inside. What is that? Should be externals as an object with external as an object inside. Okay, so externals and then saying external here, and then an empty array. So I still okay. I'm still getting this inside server folder for some reason. So even I do dot slash dist, it's still going into server folder. I thought like giving dist should like move check it on the root. Yeah, looks like I have to provide that path. And that might be the reason that it is giving me an error. It is trying to find this netlify folder, but it is not able to find, and it fails for some reason. That makes sense. Or I'm just talking bullshit. Uh, okay, so it's creating the distributable folder here. It means it is referring to the server. So I'll just go back dot slash bst, which goes to this src folder, and then one level up. So dot slash. Hey, when you about the best practices for folder structure in Angular project. That's interesting. I'll try to. Meanwhile, let me just try this build issue, which we are trying to figure out. And okay, so let's try this one. And I'll remove the server folder here. I mean, just to give a short answer, Mr. Matt, just use NX. And then you don't have to worry about your folder structure because NX makes you follow the best practices. And if you follow like NX guidelines properly, you will have perfect structure. Because it's hard to get the perfect structure in your first go. But hmm. So now hope it finds the correct distributable folder and it works. But on CI, I think I still have this issue, right? So on CI, it says it is not able to create a folder called .netlify. So until the exception occurred, access permission denied. So either I have to check in this file, or but if I check in, it will try to create it again when I do npm run build. So I should not actually check in this folder, but I should have some access level set, right? So let's see. Okay, could not load. No such file directory open. Analog project dist. What happened? Dist. Okay, so it went to dist this time, but what was the issue now? This is interesting. So transforming this. So it created dist nitro client, transforming this. Okay, .nitro tribes client, rendering chunks, building server. Okay. So it did something. It deleted all the files. It deleted all the files and just kept this. Why? No such file or directory open. What happened here? It created all the files and then deleted everything. Cannot load. Imported by node vendor. No such file or directory open. Yeah, because it got deleted. External reset. Maybe let's try this. Try this distributable folder. I know this is right, but sorry, this is wrong, but let's go ahead and give it a try. Why it is deleting everything? Git ignore. I just find it netlify. Let's see where it creates distributable folder this time. We can also look at the nitro config. So we have output directory, which we have to set .netlify functions, root directory /dist. Okay, so this is root directory /dist. This is root directory /netlify. Okay, we'll just do one thing because looks incorrect to me. So root directory for me is this one, analog project. That's okay. This is analog project / distributable. And here also, I'll just say, okay, this is analog project .netlify functions internal, and then I'll check in this file once the output is created. Try a directory other and distributable. Okay. So I'll just go back to here. This is where we can set the src beat production deployment. Where is the configuration? Not here. Okay. Here it is. So dist/client, but I can set anything, right? I have to just uh, let's see, distributable. Let's see, this is output. Okay. So I'll just say, okay, this is distributables analog project slash output, and let's try with this. I'm sure uh, it should do something. Okay, so when I changed dot slash, it created it here. So I'll remove it now. Hmm. So it created this files. Okay, if I say analog project slash output, so it created analog project slash netlify, but inside this, okay. And so I have to just move like this path, like as previously what we did, dot slash. I think this should be dot netlify. It was same earlier, so this was correct. Slash dot netlify. So this should be okay. And then I will change this to dot slash output to just see if it is correct. Okay. So successfully built. So I'll just change this dot slash output and remove this from um, src folder. So I'll just delete this and let's run the build again. If it works, it means I don't have to even install that package which it was complaining about. The only thing which I have to take care of is I have to probably check in this .netlify folder. So do you know about this, Brandon? Do I need to check in this netlify folder when I check in or push my changes? Because I tried without this and it complained that it is not able to create .netlify folder on CI. Because it doesn't have access, and it makes sense probably because why should we create a folder on the netlify, right? While running build, it's a security concern as well. So probably I'll just try to remove this from git ignore, see if pushing this file like makes it work. Okay, so output, we have changes here. Nice. So it got built successfully. So we have index.html, analog, nitro.json. And let me push these changes. So I just have to add the output as git ignore. And what are the files we have changed? So we have this public directory nitro, which is nitro.json. Package.json, I think it got so many changes. I think I should remove the estr, but it doesn't harm anything right now. So I'll just take in this change as well. Okay, and get commit update configure micro con, and then let's push. Yeah, I mean that's something because I haven't tried Netlify function as well myself. So when I tried to deploy, it failed, and I think it's related. Let's see. It should build now because it got success. The build was successful on local machine, so it works on my machine at least. And yeah, I can give my machine to someone if they want to try. Yeah, I did that. So I did added this to like ignore file, and then this is what I got on CI. You see, it says unhandled exception occurred. Permission denied. Make dir not .netlify. So I don't think so. We can create this like on CI. I think we have to go ahead and like give this file by default. I'll try. I mean, let me just try if it works or not. It failed. So probably similar issue. Yeah. So you can see. So it tries to create this folder .netlify and it fails. So either I need an Netlify CLI to be installed on CI, but I don't think so. It will solve our issue. Maybe site configuration. Let's see environment variables, site policies. Okay. Untrusted deploys requires approval. What else? Site no environment set variable set for this. Build and deploy. So I have published directory distributable. npm run build logs are public. Build status active. Branch deploys collaboration tools. Build hooks. No. Okay. Deploy key. Build image selection. Ubuntu 20, which is default. Automate deploy deletion post processor. Re-rendering deploy notification. Okay. I don't see anything else. Ah, so with the access permission denied error. So instead of installing Netlify CLI with resulting access permission denied error, uh, I don't think so. This is something which is related. When using Netlify CLI in CI environments such as GitHub Action Circle CI, we recommend installing it locally as development dependency instead of globally. This binds us, but I'm not using in GitHub Action. Using log file authentication. I don't see if we have this EXS error somewhere logged. If not, I mean, uh, deploys EXS permission denied. Fine. Hmm. Then don't have access to this file. I think this is more related to the config file, not this. But log into Netlify and then install and permission. No, this is different. This is not a CLI issue. It's not OS not allowing CLI to write some directories. And why should it? I mean, makes sense. Why should I have to create this file on CI? So I have to, anyways, in that case, ignore this folder because definitely fine. And let's do it again, just to make sure that it's not added. But yeah, this is strange. Why it is not, I mean, should work. If it is working on my local machine, it's not able to create the file on CI, which makes sense. But what are the permission which is required? Let's see if we have anything which gives you access to deploy or create folders on CI. Configuration, configure builds, JavaScript, minor repos. This is our dependencies. File-based configuration, build environment variables. Okay, probably I can find something here. Flags on npm install. Netlify use yarn flags, pnpm flags. I don't know who created this, but this is very much unreadable. Disable to next will not generate a function to the next image. Netlify skip Gatsby. AWS Lambda CI values the defaults to true, indicating that build is running in CI environment. Git LFS enabled. Netlify build debugs. It's true. Read only variables. Netlify always true. Okay, build ID. Context. Git metadata. Deploy URLs in metadata. Build hook. Access variables. Okay, prepare your build environment variables are embedded in the build system. Build on Netlify if you have continuous. Use them during this file. Import build locally. I mean, that's fine. We will install private npm modules. Recommended more environment variables. Sometimes deploys. Doesn't look like any other configuration. Yeah, here it is shared. Production hello. For example, Netlify, you have to declare following variables. Site, no. Build function, builds limitation. Those are the I don't find any. I'll just probably ask it on GitHub issues and see if there is someone who knows this. Okay, at least our build worked, and that's a good thing. At least something is working. And what else? Git ignore. Let's go to read config. So public directory is output, server directory is function internals, and it should create it on like once we build it. So it's fine. Git tag. I just checking this. Git commit update. Um, remove dot file folder. So I did ignore it. Now let's go ahead and look at the build last time. Mm, and then I'll ask someone. So I think, yeah, we are past 1 hour, and I'll probably go to sleep now. Just had a very long day, and probably you'll see this build issue tomorrow. It works on my local, so that's a good thing. Good. So at least I can document all this stuff, what I did today, and then figure out the next step to deploy it on Netlify. Building in progress. Hmm. Here it is. So it says building server and says permission denied. Netlify. Could command build with exit port 127 npm run build. That's fine. Build command from netlify and npm run build. Run a command origin this. Publish distributable. Publish origin UI. Publish. Okay, cool. Yeah. Hey, thanks. Thanks for joining, Brandon, and thanks for guiding me. So at least I could make it work on my local machine. Now, the next step is just deployment, right? So I think that's the easiest. That should be the easiest part, but somehow we are struggling. And I'll try to see if someone knows this issue and we can fix it. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining, and see you next time. Bye bye.